Excalibur. Worlds of magic. Mystery. Splendor. Excalibur. Rated R. Starts Friday, April 10th. Check newspapers for local listing.
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes.
You will suffer an eternity for this.
Welcome back, everybody, to 0 Point Reviews with Kevin and Jeff. We got Zach from Knife Party Podcast joining us as we dip into some swords and sandals this month for August. So we're kicking it off with Excalibur from 1981. Zach, gotta ask you, brother, what is your first memory of this one?
You're gonna love this. This is the first answer that you're gonna go, shut the front door. I rented this for the first time while re-renting Evil Dead 2 for the second time. Yay!
Evil Dead tie-in, love it.
So it was a great night because my dad took my mom out to see this movie when they were dating, and my mom hated this movie.
Oh no!
And I was the biggest D&D nerd, magic card nerd growing up. Right, Final Fantasy, everything, swords and sorcery. That was my whole thing until I met goth girls, especially with red hair. Catherine Isabel. But so before then, when I was all into this, I remember reading a D&D book and it said like references and it said Excalibur 1981. And I go, Mom, is this movie any good? And she goes, no, it's terrible. Your dad likes it. They were divorced. One day I'm at the video store and boom, Excalibur, and it's like for, purchase, it's like a pre-rental, and they just, and it was in the Blockbuster case, of course we know what the Wolverine cases, I like to call them, the blue and yellow. And it was like $2.99, and I'm like, screw it, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to rent Evil Dead again or they had, Evil Dead there. So, and Evil Dead 2. And I was, the reason why I actually went to this Blockbuster was hanging out with a bunch of people who's never seen Evil Dead. And they just so happened, this is my teenage years, right? They just so happened to have ecstasy, which was a party drug back in the day. And I thought, what better a party than to watch Evil Dead and perhaps this Excalibur movie I've been hearing. I fell in love with this movie right there. I was like, wow, the acting, the costumes, the music, So anyway, it was a very good day for a 17-year-old Zachary Evergreen from the Knife Party Podcast. I will tell you that day. And the 3 chicks and 2 other dudes hanging out in a very small room that was only like 10 by 8. Good times. That was my first time on a VCR, no less, with the rewind.
Impressive.
That almost sounds like the first time I did acid in college. But
Is
that
this
was
a story we should hear? Come on,
No, I was just young Frankenstein.
Did it involve Evil Dead?
No. Well,
It
maybe.
might have.
But I do remember watching the colored version of Young Frankenstein for the first time. I think that was
You
the
can't
last
say
one.
colored, Kevin. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa, hold on. There is a Technicolor version of Young Frankenstein?
There was that night.
Oh, I see what you did there. Clever girl.
Oh, well, the clever girl was Uma Thurman up on my buddy's Pulp Fiction poster that her smoke was coming up out of her cigarette and her back of her knees were kicking. I'm like, God, this drug's awesome. So
Don't
awesome.
take drugs. If you're watching, don't take drugs, kids. They're bad for you. They make movies way better, and it's bad for your brain.
Hey, and it gave us some great music too, so don't follow what they did back in the 70s and 80s as well.
And the music sounds horrible, absolutely horrible, especially on nitrous oxide and marijuana.
That's if you even remember the lyrics at that rate, Kevin.
Let's just say the late 1990s were a fun time in my life. Especially, when I lived 3 blocks down from a Blockbuster and my drug dealer was halfway there.
God, my last apartment, I was like within like a 2-minute walking distance of a Family Video. So that's what I would do on most of my nights, even with like being subscribed to like Netflix and having, I had a satellite dish at the time because it was cheaper than freaking cable at the moment. But honestly, that was like the best. Every Friday, walk on down there. It was right next to a pizza place. Boom, I'd be right back, and I'd have a great night that night. Kevin, what about you with Excalibur? Do you got a first memory of this one, or was this your first time watching it?
I only remember this from the box art. And this is a movie that I've seen the box art. I've looked at it several times. I've seen who's in it. I've almost picked it up out of curiosity. And I've wondered so many times how someone like me that likes the story of King Arthur very much, and I've seen Merlin and Sword in the Stone more times than I care to admit, but like how I never saw this. And my dad the same way. Like, he loves sword and sandal movies. He loves knights in armor, or especially knights fighting dragons and shit. Never saw it. My dad never rented this movie. I don't know why.
And your dad stayed married.
Yeah. Dad stayed married.
Do you think that maybe the TNA was kind of a reason? Because there is quite a bit of TNA in this movie.
I think that's why it gets above a 7.0. Actually, I think the booby factor and the butt cheek factor kind of increased it,
and the incest too
was strong in this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, my first time watching this was Sunday, and I didn't really know what to expect going in. And again, I really like the story of King Arthur. Merlin is one of my favorite like NBC miniseries. It's goofy, it's campy, it's abridged up the wazoo, but it's fun.
Idaho Mike, I love you. That's exactly.
What shit talking am I missing?
Idaho Mike. I did watch Excalibur on HBO on Shrooms with some other friends. Good time.
I'm telling you, this is a late teen, early 20s like movie that you would watch on tons of drugs because it's like so beautiful and musical. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. I just wanted to say hi to the listeners. Sorry about that.
No, of course. Thank you. Golly, the music is something different. This is a stunning movie. In fact, let me just bring up the good really quick, because I'm going to say this is a stunning movie. And this is just an example of like, just Helen Mirren is one of the most beautiful people in the world. She always has been.
This is how kinks start, everybody. Just saying.
Redheaded witches.
She would have been a great Red Sonja. Just throwing that out there.
Man, that would have been
before we go, I want to. Now I'm really, really concerned because I know Jeff's got a story that he's hiding.
Not really.
Did you?
To be honest, my first experience with the movie was basically, I think I saw it when I was about like 12, 13, and I haven't seen it since until last night.
So I'm the only person that watches this yearly, apparently. Like I can quote this movie like near start to finish, but now I'm not saying it's a contest. For whatever reason, Jeff, I thought you were like, love this movie. That's why I was like, oh, I can't wait. You guys gonna do Excalibur? Hell yeah, man. This has been in my DVD collection and VHS collection forever. It's just, I don't know.
You're just about anything that's interesting or is considered a classic or cult classic. So as long as it's in the genre, we're going to be game for it. And we'll sometimes dabble in like some action movies. We did John Wick. It's enough fantastical elements going on in that.
Yeah.
Eventually we're going to do Dirty Harry in November. So
Dirty Harry. Oh, when you guys do the one with Scorpio with the Zodiac, let me know, because I'm going to come with all my Zodiac facts. Because, I grew up in Vallejo, California. You kind of got to be an expert. It's just like a rule, It's like if you're half Jewish, like the law. It just happens. It's like, there you go. Anyway.
Yeah. But I don't really got a story. It's free on Tubi, everybody. You can go check it out there if you don't want to buy the physical.
Helen Mirren scares me, though. In a good way.
Red.
It's just she's so dominating in this movie.
She gets dominating in every movie.
But she tells Merlin what to do.
Yes.
She's scary. She's like controlling a Merlin. She makes fun fact, by the way, she makes him do the charm of making, which actually, when Undertaker turned into the Lord of Darkness, that's what he said, like when he kidnapped Stephanie McMahon and put her on a cross, and then Stone Cold had to come out and rescue her. Do you guys remember that?
Anharanatra. Both me siempre. Anharanatra. Hey, I used to sing that damn song during that theme when he would come out to that.
And then the performers of that was actually Typo Negative minus Peter Steele on vocal. So that's I know. That's like my childhood in a nutshell right there. Excalibur, Typo, and wrestling. What do you want more?
Monsters.
Yep.
Yeah, if Godzilla would have came out, it would have been awesome. But
yes. Yeah.
So much for
I bring you Godzilla.
Dragon.
The dragon.
The closest we got to dragon was Dragon's Breath in this movie, though.
Yeah, I mean, but in the real King Arthur stories, we really don't see much of, like, did you guys ever hear the real, or did you ever read the real King Arthur kind of stories? It's very much like Lord of the Rings, where they're trying to adapt Jesus into European folklore, and they mention dragons a lot, but you really don't see them. You see like you see like Mordred a lot is kind of like the dragon, if you will, like the beast to be slain, but there's not really a dragon in the stories necessarily. You hear about people slaying dragons, but not necessarily read about it.
Then that's fair. Like, as long as like it's in this universe, that's great. But it's just not in this particular story. I get that, but I like my monsters.
First off, too, we need to take a look at Merlin's cap. So you do know that this was actually used in the game Diablo twice. Was it? Yep. It's called the Thinker's Cap in Diablo 1, and they renamed it and they turned it green. It was called the Shaco in Diablo 2. And it was like
I never played the first one. I only ever played the second one, No More Darkness. So.
Second one is great. But anyway, so that cap, that skull cap that he has is actually was the best part. He was great in Spawn. I forgot he was in Spawn. Yeah, dude, he's totally in Spawn.
Oh,
I'm not going to say he was the greatest part of Spawn, because Spawn itself is just a wonderful nightmare of 90s whatever. And anyone that goes, when people go, Black Panther is the first superhero movie that starts out for you, and I'm like, did you ever see Spawn? It's great. It's not great.
Spawn and Blade, those two basically.
Yeah. Well, Blade is kind of a remake of the 89 Batman, but it is great as well. But it is kind of a remake of that.
Well, we're going to get a new Spawn at some point in the next millennium.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to get a new Blade eventually, hopefully, once he gets out of tax debt. But yeah, you gotta give it to this movie for the costumes, the set direction, the music, and especially the lighting, and the fact that they only hired thespian trained actors. This movie does not seem fake. It doesn't seem at any point like, don't get me wrong, I love Lord of the Rings, but there's times where you watch Lord of the Rings, you're like, okay, there's a lot of recycled footage, or like big battles, and you're like, okay, we've seen. This movie is all drama all the time, and it's like great biblical drama, like infanticide, cheating, adultery. It's like, oh god, this movie is like full of morals. It's
cautionary.
That's one way to put it.
It is. But the other cool thing about it is, like, this movie sounds good. It looks good. It's by Orion, so it doesn't suck. Whenever you see Orion appear on the screen,
Orion like this,
yeah, you're like, oh, we're in for a treat. So
only RoboCop.
Well, you can't top RoboCop. It's the best movie of all time. So says I.
I know, and it's an Orion picture, so I cannot shit on Orion. Other than the riff in MST3K, the movie. Oh, look, Orion's bankrupt.
Well, so a lot of them went bankrupt from back then, like the Canon and people and everybody.
Calico, was that one?
Calico,
Dino Wankris, did the Dino company, which was actually really good, which became Orion later. But,
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's funny. Bill and Ted was going to be Orion, then Demo, then Orion, and then finally it went to MCM. I did a whole big thing on the whole Bill and Ted trilogy, so it's the only reason why I know that. Party on, dudes!
I'm impressed.
Party on.
Far out.
What do you think about the armor and the weapons? Don't they look so much better than modern? Like the armor looks clunky, awkward, and hard to get into. Especially like the Battle of Urians, when they're not when Arthur just pulls the sword from the stone and they're having that battle, and I swear the clunkiness of in the first battle too that they have where they're all using morning stars and they are using this gothic plate mail that looks like it weighs, and of course it's theater plate mail, it doesn't weigh as much as it is, but I mean they didn't have like the effects we have now where it's all like they're actually wearing probably about 40-50 pounds of costume easy
on a horse.
Yeah, I mean, this is not Gwar where it's all paper mache armor and rubber swords. Not to insult any Gwar fans, okay? I've been to 17 Gwar concerts, all right? They're all awesome. But I will say that this looks way more real than a Gwar concert.
In its cheapness, yes. In its cheapness.
And it definitely feels like it came off of a stage play for some of it, though.
Yes, and when I say that, I mean it's very bare bones realistic. Like idealistically, in all reality, there's probably just regular ass shit back then, even for the fanciest of knights. The super awesome armor that you see on a movie today, that's just imagined up now and spruced up and made fancy. It was probably more along the lines of the shit that we saw in this movie, where you couldn't tell who was who. That was one of the things. Unless their helmet was off, you really couldn't tell who was who for the most part. And that worked. That worked for me. I was okay with it. The only thing that I would have liked to have been a little prettier was Excalibur.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
The sword prop itself, like they could have spared a little expense on it.
It felt a little too shiny and a little too cheap plasticky from like Kmart at that time. It was a blue light special, even though it was more a green light.
Actually, I was about to say it was a green light special because they always use that green light, and I
was like, I don't remember this from this movie. I liked it because they would accentuate certain things, armor and Excalibur with the green light, and it wasn't like everything. So I'm like, man, was somebody like standing underneath with like a flashlight or a super focused thing to get the green light to work? Because like you had to be clever back then with visual effects. You could not like, oh, we'll CGI it or do this.
Or we'll color it in.
You had to actually do things smartly if you wanted to realize it on film.
Because they could have done the Star Wars route and colored everything in post, and they didn't. Instead, they used stage lighting effects, which I actually like a lot, especially with Excalibur. They could have just colored it in green and made it look like a lightsaber and be like, oh, it's magical, eye of the power. But they didn't. Instead,
George
they just
Lucas would sue him.
No, he would have replaced it with a radio.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right. It took a minute. It took a minute, but everyone got the joke. I really like the effects in this movie. I think for what budget they had, they did well. It's a lot of film tricks like what we're seeing here. Mm-hmm. There's obviously he's supposed to be invisible. He's in the mist of the dragon or whatever. You can't help me. Oh, I'm gonna use his voice. And she's using the breath of the dragon. She becomes old, and then like he comes in, and then slays her, and it's evil. And then it's like, dude, you're doing your mom. It's crazy. It's like again, the cool things about this movie is how just nuts it is. This movie you could tell was definitely apparently. I talked to a guy named Larry Robbins. I'm not doxing him. He loves this movie and he wants to be credited. And he said that this was actually a theatrical thing that was going on, and most of the actors were thespian actors. This movie was supposed to be a play on cinema, and that's why there's a lot to how they filmed the movie with the front to the left to right kind of thing. So that's why the dialogue's always left to right, with the exception of the round table, because it's supposed to be round, right? So then they film them. But yeah, even like the jousting scenes, they do left to right. And I know that Cameron loved this, and he adopted this in the Terminator, where he wanted the shootout in Tech Noir to look like this movie, which is a nod to this movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you know how Kyle Reese is always on the left?
Yeah.
And the T-800 is always on the right, no matter what they do. So it's kind of like a video game where, you're always got your hero on this side and your villain on this side. This movie does that. You'll always notice that there's always usually...
Arthur's always on the left.
Yeah. In some way, shape, or form, until Arthur turns, especially when Guinevere is in the nunnery. Then she hands the sword, and you actually see the camera flip to they actually switch sides. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
No. No.
Fatality.
Stop it, motherfucker. I just got Leon Phelps stuck in my head.
Flawless victory.
Yeah. So how long have you been nunning it up? No.
That's number 2.
I didn't catch that one. No.
No. Anyway, I'm just saying that they actually got mostly thespian actors. I can go through the actors. I know it's going to be a bore fest, but if you actually watch this movie, you're actually watching a play. Even the way the title cards come down, it's almost like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4.
Yep.
And John Borman wanted to. He set out to make an adaptation of Lord of the Rings, but he could not get the rights for it. So he just went, well, okay, I'll make this then.
How did you feel about the animated version of Lord of the Rings? I know we covered it on my show. I haven't heard you guys cover it on your show. We
have not covered that yet. And I have never seen the original animated one. I know some people out there that are big fans that I'd like to ask on if we do get around to doing those.
So, Jeff, did you ever watch The Wizards or any of those other animated films by the same animator, Ralph Bakshi, I think his name is? If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think I have, no. Back then, as a kid, I was way more into science fiction than fantasy.
Well, The Wizards it's kind of about like a Lord of the Rings scenario, but it's kind of like Starship Troopers in a way. It's where in the distant future they base the society bases everything off Hitler, and it's swords and sorcery and ray guns and like aliens. It's very weird. It's called The Wizards.
Neat.
Sounds like half the anime I've watched out of Japan the last several years.
Fun fact: Wizard magazine actually got its name off it. So, but anyway, it's Ralph Bakshi. So it uses real life camera effects, but adds in coloration, etc. Kind of like what Heavy Metal did. See, dude, Mike, follow me. We should be besties. I'm gonna have you on my show. Not to promote my own show because I'm on a great show. I'm just saying that I have a lesser show than this. If this was a Corvette, I have a Camaro in the garage, and you could be on that.
You ain't having this Corvette. Get the hell out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
These parts aren't insured.
Now, while you were mentioning Lord of the Rings, I was looking up some development notes, and it said Borman always originally intended for this to be a Merlin story. But when submitting a 3-hour script, United Artists rejected it, deeming it too costly, and offered him Lord of the Rings instead. Borman was allowed to shop the script elsewhere, but no studio would commit to it. Returning to his original idea of the Merlin legend, he eventually was able to secure the deal that would allow him to do Excalibur. Much of the imagery and set designs were created with the Lord of the Rings project in mind. So we kind of had a in spirit Lord of the Rings movie here.
Did you guys ever see the movie Merlin? It was a made-for-TV movie. Came out.
We were talking about this the other night.
Okay, all right. I liked it. What'd you guys think? I mean, this versus that, because I know a lot of people compare those two movies together. Mordred, I think, is a lot better, but only because of costume design and everything else. I think this movie destroys that movie in art, music, lighting, costumes. Or not costumes. I think costumes and that one is a lot better. I think it came out in like what 97 or 99. It came around the time of the Dune thing that came out in Sci-Fi Channel, which was terrible, but a lot of people love it. And I know you guys are Sci-Fi Channel guys. But yeah, there was Merlin and but I think Excalibur is the best. I do like Sword of the Stone, but I mean of all the interpretations of this story, I think this is probably no. Not probably. This is definitely my favorite. And I hope they never remake this. They will destroy it if they ever do. This is one of those time capsules of cinema that the good is good. And if you don't believe me, this is one of those things where you just got to watch it, but watch it with the right mind frame. Like have a good dinner, have some wine, sit down and just like watch this movie and absorb it. It's not going to be 2 hours and 30 minutes of Lord of the Rings action. It's a drama. It's a melodrama at times. I mean, most of the thing is about like King Arthur and his wife Guinevere, and they're going through a messy divorce because his first night is effing her. And then meanwhile, you have Mordred and you have Merlin, and they're trying to mess up Arthur's life. And then Arthur finally like just kind of gives up on life, becomes an alcoholic. And then we get Percival, and the story of Percival is amazing. Oh my Lord, the story of Percival. And then when Lancelot comes back at the end, and he's all rusty and he's got armor, but the story of Percival is so cool. He starts off as just this little thief that wants to kill Lancelot. Lancelot brings him in. He proves himself by hunting him a rabbit. Then he ends up being a dishwasher. To the spoons, boy. You knock souls, we're going to be spoons and folks. To the kitchens. And then anyway, finally, Percival is the only one because he's the only one pure of heart because he's not a part of the round table. We get all the betrayal scenes of people accusing Guinevere. Oh, by the way, Guinevere is a football in this movie. And then we have Lancelot defending her and he's bleeding because he's fighting with himself. I mean, this movie is like a telenovela of melodrama. It's like, it really is 1997, like raw pro wrestling of just, there's so little action and so much drama and it works. And then at the final scenes of this movie, they even use it for a freaking Guinness commercial. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was in when they're riding out, ha, 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 and all the flowers bloom. They use that for a Guinness commercial.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that during the Super Bowl?
Maybe. I don't know. It's, you know what? If it's drinking Guinness, every day is my Super Bowl. But anyway, that's my good. I love this movie. I give it very, very high regards. I don't think this movie should get under a 92%, but that's just me.
Kevin?
Oh, me?
Allow me to smoke my stuff in peace, please, Jeff. You go first.
Jeff's like, oh, Zach's doing my job for me again. I just get to sit back and just show like clips.
Hey, when
I know
you have
how
a
you
guest
do.
on, you let the guest speak. And if I need to guide you back, I'll guide you back. That's what a host does.
All you guys just did was buy me an extra 15 seconds to hold the smoke in. So thank you.
That means he's really going to have some opinions. Now we're going to get really what he thinks.
And be real, Kevin. You don't have to be shy here.
Well, we're talking about the good. We're not talking about overall at this point. So I'm going to bring up the good stuff. Nicole Williams. Wow. I have loved him in every single movie that I've seen him in, including this. He is a brilliant actor. Helen Mirren the same, but he is the best part of Spawn. Spawn was one of my favorite comic books growing up as a kid. I have the first 100 issues were just solid for me. I don't know why.
We also get Jean-Luc Picard too.
Yes.
Oh,
and
God.
And Qui-Gon Jinn and fucking D'Artagnan. So, you know, like this movie's pretty stacked. They got all of the best actors in the world to be in this picture, with the exception of Ian McKellen.
I was going to say we're missing it. Yes, Ian McKellen. And we're also missing, of course, I killed a lot of people. Carrie Elwes. Carrie Elwes would have been great in this movie as Percival.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
If you were to put Carrie Elwes as Percival, it would have been the best movie of all time. Oh, okay, not RoboCop, but it would have been up there. It would have been like, number 3.
I just lost sound. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh no, that was me.
Okay.
I just hit my mute button. Whatever. I'm.
You
He's doing
scared
something.
me.
Sorry.
But no, I really like Merlin in this. His voice has always just been a soothing thing, because again, it's the one thing that keeps you going through Spawn. Spawn's a terrible fucking movie, and it's a real sore spot for me because that was not the night I lost my virginity, as I really wished it would have been.
Were you a fan of the comic books?
Yes, absolutely, big fan.
So we're the right age. I remember getting Spawn #1 and being like, "This is the coolest." He's like Scorpion and like Batman put together, and then you learn he's a black guy, and you're like, even cooler. Oh, and he's a special forces agent, even cooler. And you learn about all. There's a clown from Insane Clown Posse, but 5 years before they were a band, and he's over them. Even cool. It's like, then the movie comes out, and you're like, oh man.
Then the animated show came out and restored confidence in a lot of people.
Yeah, and you're like, why couldn't they have done that?
The Spawn HBO show was terrific, and it was greatly acted voice-wise too.
Well, it's one of my favorite shows that we've done on our podcast that covers canceled.
Heard
TV
it, loved it, gave it 5 stars.
That it was a lot better anyway.
No, hold on real quick though. Let me give a shout out to what you guys do is you actually make me want to rewatch and rebuy the media you guys are talking about. Like I really want to go back and rewatch that whole HBO series, even though it's small because it got canceled. I think that was only like 2 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had season 1 on video because now I really want to go and buy it just because I was listening to you guys talk about it, and it was, I like listening to podcasts when I sleep. I'm sitting there in my awaiting death like pose, and I'm going and I'm listening to you guys talk about the Spawn series, the HBO series. I'm like, man, the next thing I'm doing is I'm going on eBay going, okay, where can I get this for under $50? Like I want to get a good
$10.05 on Amazon currently for Todd McFarlane's Spawn HBO animated series DVD set.
Bam. All right, I'm on it.
Click the link on the bottom of our. Oh, sorry.
I'll link it in our chat. Actually,
cool. Let's do that. Because there's so many times I'm listening. I'll be listening to your shows, and you'll be talking about something like, "Oh yeah, I need to buy that," and I'll put it on. I'm like, "Oh yeah," and then you wake up the next morning, you're like, "What was I listening to?" I should have probably like woke up and wrote that down. So because but anyway, no. Your guys' review of that was amazing, especially the pyromantic and everything else. Oh God, so good. Sorry.
That's okay. But my favorite movie that has Nicole Williams in it is Exorcist 3. Like his voice has just been in that. He's part of that heroic moment at the end of Exorcist 3. And so, I mean, his voice just gives me goosebumps. It's always been in the back of my head with that just eerie ass climax. Giggity. But I love his narrations, and that truly was the best part of this movie for me.
What was the Exorcist with the Coke can and the worm was inside and he drank it? And
that's Poltergeist 2.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I get him confused. My bad.
That's okay. Yeah, it's close enough. There was a possession.
Did you know I didn't drink Coke out of a can for like 3 years after I watched that? Because I watched it right when it came out, and I'm like, I'm not drinking Coke. Screw that. There's worms in there. They'll kill you.
What's weird is my remembrance of that scene is I always thought it was a tequila worm in a glass, and you were never supposed to drink the worm. I didn't realize it was something else completely different. I always thought it was like a completely different way.
So am I the only one that hasn't seen Poltergeist 2 or Exorcist 3 like in a long time?
Yeah, I watch this pretty regularly. I'm sorry. I'm such a Exorcist 3 is my favorite movie. Like my favorite horror movie. Yeah.
Get out of here. Really?
I think so. If I had to pick one that like just intrigues me every time, or I'm like gonna sit intently every time. It's Exorcist 3.
So isn't that the one that's in like the desert and you have like the dude from James Earl Jones is in it and stuff? No? Am I wrong?
No, but we'll get to that.
Now I feel uncultured. I'm like the movie guy getting schooled here because it's like I don't know my Exorcist.
Exorcist 3 is the one that has George C. Scott in it.
Yep.
And he is the detective, supposed to be the detective from the first movie that basically gets there just too late before Father Karras throws himself out the window.
Look, I'll tell you what, if you want to do Jaws the Revenge, okay, I will school you on that, all right? But like Exorcist the Revenge, yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I just don't remember. They either scared me or they were too weird for my little tiny brain. But maybe now I'll enjoy it. But if you say it's a great movie, I got to check it out.
We're going to send Brad Dourif after you now.
Yeah, Peter Nickel gets tossed up on a ceiling while he's trying to read the rites of exorcism.
Yep.
And to distract him from reading them, the devil starts to pull him off the ceiling with his skin still stuck to the ceiling.
Oh, that's some Hellraiser shit right there.
It really was. And it still shows it. And you're just like, oh, goddamn.
I'm still trying to go through that. You know, we just got a request, and this is a really weird thing to throw up here, but Gremlins 2 better than number 1? A lot of people are saying so on my chat. Anyway, just that's a tease. But Jeff, you haven't said much good about this, and that makes me scared that you're just gonna crap all over this when we go to the bad.
No, there is a lot I do like. I like a lot of the cast. Liam Neeson being in this as Gawain.
Yeah.
Gawain?
Yeah, Gawain is awesome.
I wanted to just say like Dwayne, like Gawain.
If you
the
smell
pronunciations for names in this kind of threw me, like Uther instead of Arthur, like, you know, by Gabriel Byrne. Fantastic. I think Gabriel Byrne's awesome. So there is a lot of good casting here. Like the design and the armor. We'll get to my issues in a minute, because
you guys,
time I want to say something good, I always want to go, but this, but that. And
you guys
want to dip into it yet.
I guarantee you all wanted to roll D20s after watching this movie, though. You're like, oh, dude, I want to roll some D20s. I did not get into Dungeons and Dragons until junior high, brother.
What? So,
okay.
When I first saw this was after. This was before I ever got into D&D.
Well, I'm saying is, even to this day, didn't you see this and you were like, man, I would like to roll some D20s. Actually have.
I could see that.
My D20 coin right there for good luck. Just in case you flip it, it's a 20 or it's a 1. If it's like, you know, you want to make a decision, your wife is like, I want tie, and you're like, I want Italian, but like, flip for it.
All right.
Doesn't always work, but it's fun.
Doesn't always work, but it's fun. Sounds like that's what she said. But
I was going to say yes, something like that.
Yeah. But, you know, I do like the gritty realness of this. It plays out a little too much. I'm going, but it does feel a little too soap opera at time. If this came out like 3 seasons after the season 3 of, say, like Game of Thrones as a movie, this one would have been like on par with what a lot of people would have wanted for an epic movie with a much bigger budget, another awesome cast. But, you know, this is what we got back in 1981. And I can look back and be like, I see what they were going for here. And there is a lot of good to the plot elements. I feel like there's a lot too much drawn out, though.
Jeff, let me ask you something, because we've been doing this on, you know, because I love how you say, how can we fix this movie? And I kind of adopt that. But I've been saying this, movies like this, how could you would this have been better as a 3-part miniseries or maybe a 4-part miniseries on Netflix, each episode being 45 minutes longer, higher budget? Do you think it would have been better? Or do you think it would have suffered from that because it would have been too overproduced?
To be honest, if this didn't go into theaters and it went on TV at this time, this would have been a very highly rated television miniseries. And it might have actually done better for getting more eyeballs on it, because while this
they could have more
money back then off of its budget, It did make money, everybody. It did. I think it would have done a lot better for public consciousness and overall status of the movie. Because it
Also,
felt
I
more
don't-
constructed as a miniseries than as a movie.
I don't think a lot of people wanted to sit down and watch almost 3 hours of melodrama when if this was like, say, one of those PBS like Caligula and all the other stuff that came out at the same time. You know, do you remember that? No? Oh, come on. We all watched it because we want to see titties. Anyway,
well, that's a great thing in this movie is the boobage, everybody.
Oh, the boobage is and natural.
I kept going like, oh, there's more boobs in this than Conan had.
There's even like, downstairs flora and fauna, at times.
Was the carpet matching the drapes there?
Oh yeah, on a couple of them. but no, I agree with you. If they were to, no, I'm not going to say remake this. If they remake this, it's going to suck. Let's just be honest. But if they would have gave this the Game of Thrones treatment of this is going to be a 4-episode on PBS or a 4-episode on HBO or whatever. Well, HBO wasn't around back then, but I think it would have been shots fired. Indeed, I think this would have been great. I love this movie. I don't think it's needing anything, but I do know the average attention span of you watching this movie today, versus everyone's used to 5-second TikToks and 95-minute movies, unless the word Deadpool or Marvel is in there, and then they're down for the ride. I think this movie's great, but yes, I think if it was split next time on Excalibur, kind of thing, I think it would have worked a little bit better.
If I was 12 years old and this movie was coming out now, basically in this same form, I'd probably be like, after 10 minutes, okay, I'm out.
However, if this was after Hercules and Xena, you'd be like, whoa, I'm in. Hey, this is even darker and cooler and, more titties. Like, I'm in.
I'm going to ask a question later because I think this story was told really well. It wasn't nearly as fantastical in First Night.
Oh, God. Oh, I hate that movie so much.
Yep.
Oh, I hate that movie. I watched that movie in a double feature with Clueless, and I walked out loving Clueless.
Dude, Clueless, I will go fight on a hill for that movie. But Night,
I just watched
the only thing I
Clueless.
like about First Night is they told the story concisely.
I watched Clueless last Friday, and I'm like, way better than First Night. My wife's like, what the fuck are you talking about? But you had to been there. You weren't there at the double feature.
It could be worse. It could be Martin Lawrence and Black Knight.
Okay, Black Knight's actually better than First Night, in my opinion.
I would probably believe that, and I can't stand Martin Lawrence.
I can't stand. Well, Bad Boys 2 is good. Bad Boys 2 is delicious. It really is. Not number 1, but number 2.
Dude,
it's just like
Yo tengo un gato en los pantalones. Come on.
It's just like what they say in
the ecstasy scene is fucking
Bad Boys
amazing.
2 or Point Break, both at the same time.
Yeah. Bad boys.
What you gonna do? That band made so much royalties after that. Okay, I love this movie. You guys are gonna go in the bad, and I'm just gonna have to sit here and take it.
All right, Kevin, hit it up, baby.
It's for Jesus.
I couldn't pick one moment.
All these moments are great. All of these moments are great. Hold on. Can I start? Number 1, great armor, great costumes. Scene 2, when he pulls his sword, he goes, I got this for you. My uncle. You always were. I always loved you. Okay, that was awesome. All right. Right in there.
Wait, nope. Stop. You just Scottish brogue. So did he. King Arthur was not fucking Scottish, and by the time he becomes king and gets knighted, he's not Scottish anymore.
I love you. I always have.
I love you.
He lost his goddamn accent. Come on.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
All right. Right under that, the Urians part with that part's weird. When he does break the sword, though, that is a very, very cool part. I do like when. But you're right. The plot synopsis is like, oh, you feel bad. All sins forgiven. It's healed. What is this, Shomer Shabbos? You can't. This is not Yom Kippur. All your sins aren't just forgiven because you fucking like did evil shit to your wife and that. Anyway, but and then yeah. All right. There is a little bit of bad here. All right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna be defense attorney on this movie. You guys just pile into it. Come at me, bro, as they say.
I got Walter Sobchak in the back of my head screaming now.
Oh, Kevin's recovering. I'm going to start with.
Wait, hold on. Before Kevin recovers, there is one thing I hate about this movie, and it's Mordred's armor looks like fucking tinfoil wrapped in like gold lame.
Have you seen the?
Yes, I have.
The Justice League Unlimited episodes?
No, I don't watch comic book stuff, man. You know me.
All right.
All my friends do. I don't have any friends, so I have 2 friends that do. The 2 people I know that do, but yeah,
3. Anyway, so 4. Justice
League.
League.
Babes. Okay, I love you too.
Morgan and Mordred go through time to take over the world or whatever, and
shut the front door. Are you?
Yeah, and they have to fight the Justice League, and you're just kind of like, all right, or they get drawn back in time. I think.
No, they don't. Do they really?
A few times, yes, a few times.
But from Excalibur, they.
Yeah. And Mordred's got the same gold outfit on. So when I saw this, I was kind of like, oh shit, okay, all right. He was a sissy on this too, not just on Justice League.
Look, I don't want to see. Look, when I say that sounds gay, I don't mean any disrespect. I just mean like it's UFC gay. Like that sounds lame. That does not.
That sounds Zach. Come on.
That's like going into a treehouse and watching Sailor Moon. That's like what that is to me. That he's got his.
That is self-blaming, Zach. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's got his. What about in the Merlin remake we were just talking about, when he has the all black goth like uber fucking cool armor? Why do they have father, and you're like, I would smack that kid off that horse in 2 seconds and he'd die. Like every time I see that, I'm like, I'm Percival. I would grab that grail and go like, hold on. I would poke high like Al Bundy and got
4 touchdowns in a single football game.
In one single football. Let's rock. I hate Mordred in this movie. This is the one thing even when he gets on, he's like, Father, my teeth are on this side because I'm totally inbred. It's like, well, at least it makes sense. But she's like, as long as you wear this armor, you'll be fine. He's like, that's right, mother. I'm going to wear this armor where I look like a ginger child. And my mouth is going to be on the side. It's, oh God, this is you know what? I'm deducting points. I hate Mordred is so bad in this movie. God, he's bad.
Mordred's bad in every iteration. And that's kind of the point of Mordred. Like he is
I don't mean
bitch.
I don't mean evil bad. And I don't mean like Joffrey bad from like Game of Thrones. I mean like bad, like, dude, you're not a threat. You're like hardcore Holly coming up to fucking Kane. You're not a threat. Yeah, you're especially like after last weekend. You are not a threat. You are a non-threat. Like you're like, got any change? Like you're not scary, dude. You're not. It's not like it's got any change. Anyway,
scat.
And
then we've mentioned it a few times, and we're gonna incorporate Mordred into this. But they got some of the best actors in the world to overact like they're on the stage. And I get that. That's the point. That's what they were going for. They wanted a stage production.
Well, Patrick
of King
Stewart
Arthur.
having a convulsion was like, what are we doing here?
I don't like him. You're like,
Patrick
shaking like he's getting off. It's like, bro, what is happening here?
And then 5 minutes later, we like him.
You are right. It's like it's very much
I'm confused.
Like I said, this feels like a D&D campaign run by a 15-year-old at times. It does.
Oh, the guy who did the Dungeons and Dragons movie in 1997.
Oh no, that
8.
movie's absolute garbage, and it totally. That movie's garbage. And by the way, all the costume design was ripped off Tetsuya Nomura from Final Fantasy VIII. I know you guys aren't like huge gamers, but like that guy should get sued. Yeah, because
the best part of that movie was Jeremy Irons, bro, and he would have been awesome in this fucking movie.
Oh god, and Worms was the worst fucking character. And dude, it would have been funner if he was a bard and he would die and then come back. Like, did you guys ever see the movie The Gamers? I think I brought this over last time.
I have not.
You guys need to see that movie. It's great. It's made by a bunch of college kids called the Dead Gentleman Society. They made 2 movies, Gamers 1 and Gamers 2, Darkness Rising, and then they actually did a official movie. That's a lot of stuff, Mr. Blackburn, and thank you for that. You made me have to read, and I lost my train of thought, so I'm just going to shut up and sit back because now
gotcha.
Blackburn for the win.
I mean, Kevin, were you still on your thought?
No, I was looking to see this new comment that came up. Mordred was depicted as a handsome Adonis. It was completely unexpected from the usual portrayal. Now, the usual portrayal, was he like deformed, like brute? Like I don't recall. In the
original portrayal, if you actually look at the King Arthur story, King Arthur actually finds out about Mordred's being, knowing he's going to be basically the Antichrist, by Merlin, and there's a ship with him sailing. So he purposefully destroys the ship, killing not only him, but like 43 or 42 me dying. If it's going to prevent the death of this kingdom, then yes. And Merlin's like, so the cost of one is worth like 42 or whatever. And he's like, yeah. Mordred swims out. He goes to I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Whatever. Anyway, sorry, I can't help but read. If you guys throw it up, it's like Anchorman. If you put "fuck you, San Diego," I'm going to read it. Anyway,
that escalated quickly.
You stay classy there, whatever your name is. Anyway, the real thing is, and then he swims out and he comes back, and when he comes back, that's when he becomes the golden armor deity, Antichrist character. And there's a lot of cool fairy tale stories and podcasts that I was listening to that actually go deep into the stuff, but this movie doesn't touch it. It does fast forward. Once we're on the quest for the Grail, this movie does kind of like speed ahead a lot. They got, like, for example, this movie goes from, if you were to take the King Arthur story, it does like 60% of the Old Testament, skips a lot, and then just goes to the last 10% of the New Testament. That's what it does. The quest for the Grail. No, because there's a lot of evil shit that happens in there. Luckily, we get all the cool stuff, and like you were saying, First Night actually does a lot of that stuff, but it's kind of like the middle point. And then, but to even that out, we actually have Monty Python's Holy Grail, which actually does fill out a lot of the missing shit, because Monty Python's Holy Grail is actually kind of correct to a lot of these movies.
Yes. It is.
So to that point, where was oh Jesus Christ, what was his name? The chase
superstar.
The guy who found Castle Anthrax.
Oh,
it was the night that was in Indiana Jones 3.
You chose wisely.
Fuck! I can't think of it. Anyway,
Jehovah starts with a J.
Yeah, I can't think of his fucking name. It doesn't start with a G.
Was it actually called Castle Anthrax? I thought that was a G.
No, but that's in the movie. It was the night that it goes to Castle Anthrax, when instead of Percival, it was another knight.
Yeah. By the way, is Last Crusade your guys' favorite? Because it is definitely mine. I love that movie.
Temple of Doom.
The
best movie is Raiders, but my personal favorite is Temple of Doom.
I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. I love Temple of Doom. Don't get me wrong. Crystal Skull, I refuse to watch.
Oh, fuck that. Movie.
Okay, good. So I'm right. I didn't waste my time, apparently.
It's awful.
And I will not watch the last one.
I love, just because I like Sean Connery so much. I fucking love Last Crusade. Like all
three are fantastic.
Yeah. Well, then there's Crystal Skull.
It was Sir Galahad, douche nozzle. Thank you.
Dude, you get fired before me this time? This is awesome.
I know.
Dude, I'm slowly making my way up to Jeff's partner. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
You sleazy bitch.
Keep up what you're doing, Kevin. It could be a whole lot sooner.
Hey, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I'll suck his ego, and it'll be good. Hey, I'm the only one that does research around here most of the.
That's true.
Okay, and we lost Zach now.
I bring opinions, and that's what sells.
Oh, come on. We love you, Kev. Oh, look, dude, I'm gonna pee myself. I'll be right back.
All right, Kevin, keep it going.
So anyway, my problem with this so much was this is a very well made piece of crap. It was long and boring for me. It was very overly drawn out and overacted. And like I said, I know that's the point, but for fuck's sake, this is cinema. Stop talking to the audience. Eyes up here, homie. Like, you talk to you, not
Although
to
for
them.
several scenes, it was more like eyes down there.
Well, there was...
And that always caught my attention watching this, but I agree with you. It was a bit long. And the middle section of the movie just dragged out like just way too long for me. I'm sorry if people find this exciting, but I was bored out of my skull.
Like, who wants to watch passive aggressive adultery? I fucking hate that shit. Like,
I mean, that's like my webcam.
I get that out of like later stuff like Game of Thrones, and I know this is an older story and it's easily in there. It's just like that is a hallmark of how this movie stood out amongst all the other ones of the early 80s, though, to be honest. Like, they were trying to do something not Conan, they were trying to do something not Dragon Slayer, trying to do not something Lady Hawk. But when I look at all four of those, two of those are pure classics to me, and one is kind of okay.
Where do you put Dragon Slayer in that list? Because I love Dragon Slayer. That used to be my favorite movie.
I like Dragon Slayer out of like the Lady Hawk, Dragon Slayer, and Conan. Dragon Slayer's number 3.
So Dragon Slayer is a Disney movie. It was
George Lucas's first dragon movie with CGI work that he did on Star Wars.
You rewatch Dragon Slayer and you're like, wow, this was an 80s movie done by Disney, and it's so well done, and it's got a sad ending.
Dragon Slayer's better than Willow.
Agreed. 100% agreed. And if people say Mad Mardigan, okay, Mad Mardigan's awesome, but Dragon Slayer is greater. Mm-hmm. I used to have that little pendant. I got it like at Disney, and I love that little pendant, the little dragon claw with a crystal in it. It used to be my shit when I was like 8, reading Wolverine comics. I was like, this is my Dragon Slayer thing. Yeah.
What you missed out was we were bagging on the movie a little bit.
No. I heard it. I peed outside and I was like, I got to run back in here and defend this movie. And I'm like, no, I don't. You're right. I think this is just like, it
has issues of its time, and that gives it charm. It also stood up for its own identity, and that's how it attracted an audience. They wanted something different from everything else, and this was that movie.
Yes, but and for the time, this was really good.
Yes.
Let me shoot you an idea, though. This is a cool movie that you could watch with no sound. So This is a test. that I like to do is if you could actually play a movie in a background at a party while you have like normal music playing or a band plays, you could throw this movie on in the background with zero dialogue, zero music. The visuals itself are a 9 out of 10. Like you could actually just watch this movie and go, this movie looks cool. I don't know what, kind of like Legend. You know, Legend is not a great movie, but it is.
It looks coming up soon too, everybody. Just saying.
Same with Labyrinth. Like Labyrinth isn't a great movie, but I mean, you throw on, you know, David Bowie's Codpiece, and you're well, it's not just Codpiece, but just in general, you could throw on this movie just like you could throw on a lot of movies and take off the sound. And is it still entertaining? Yes, it is. You know, you can't really do that with like a movie like, say, Top Gun, for instance. You turn down the sound, the movie's boring. You know, you take it.
I want to try that with the Frighteners.
The late 90s, early 2000 Frighteners?
Peter Jackson's Frighteners, baby.
Okay, all right. Is that one of your go-tos?
Yes.
Good to know. You could throw on RoboCop without any sound, and people are still
dude. We'll just start reciting the dialogue for that. But
yeah, I mean, you could do that. I say it's a test of good movie. If you could actually take off the dialogue, will people still watch the movie? We used to do something in our band where we used to play horror movies in the background, and they'd all be the Hammer versions of you know, the Peter Cushing Hammers, like, you know, Bride of Frankenstein, Return of Dracula, Dracula's Bride, all this stuff. And we used to play it in the background because there was a band in front, so you didn't hear the band or you didn't hear the movie, but the movie would play in the background, and we always would get a great response because, like, we had a visual going with us, and we couldn't afford lights. We could just afford a projector. This is one of those movies I think that visually is amazing. I know you guys got your problems with it, but I defend it. I give it a 91.
That's fine. Now, Kevin, did you have anything else that was a drawback for you on this before we get to final judgment?
Well, I just want to say in regard to the level of quality of if you turn this down versus if you left the volume up, if you turn this down for me, I would enjoy it maybe as much, just because, again, like you said, it is just as visually stunning. But if I am not hearing the dialogue, I'm not having as much fun with this movie because I am not riffing this movie. Like the audio to this film irked me and bothered me so much in so many different spots that my nature is to riff it. Like I write riffs. That's my thing. I make fun of things.
Did you feel like it got too quiet at times, by the way, real quick?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
There were some weird silences that I thought, just to interject really quick.
I'm going to put a link. Oops. Control V. I'm going to put a link.
Yeah, there's tons of volume drops in this, though. There is.
Yep. So if anyone wants to suggest this picture to riff tracks for them to riff, I would
man,
greatly appreciate it. And that link is
I want to hear Nelson go at this thing. And they won't do movies they think are just straight bad anyway. So
no, and when classic, they're respectful of it.
Just shout out to them. What is some of ones I should check out that they do?
Wizard of Oz, Return of the Living Dead is fantastic.
Yes, that one's good. Swamp Thing
is amazing. They just did that one.
You know what's funny? That's one of the movies that eluded me my whole life. I need to really watch the Universal Swamp Thing.
This one is Return of Swamp Thing. This is the sequel, which is actually
I haven't seen any of them.
Superior in a lot of ways, but not as good as the first one.
My whole experience with Swamp Thing was the radio show, which was actually really good, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah, it came out like, with the Shadow and Green Hornet and all that early. That's how I got into radio. Is my grandfather was really into those Universal horror radio shows, and that's what really got me into radio, and I've been obsessed for ever since, for 35 years later. No, cool. I want to check it out now.
Yes, definitely do. They have so many movies that are just funny as shit, and they do mostly like C-D level movies and make them really funny, but they've done some really A-level movies, and it sounds like they're kicking the movie, but when they do a superb movie like Casablanca, like they're hitting it so well, you can't help but to be like, hey, that is funny.
The most overrated movie of all time. Oh my God. I've seen Casablanca so many times. I don't understand why people like it.
I've only watched it with their riffs, and it was okay. But Jaws is another one I highly recommend.
Do they do the voice of the shark the whole time or something?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I know. Yes, I have seen this then. Okay, I have seen this. Yes. If it's the same one I'm talking about, yeah.
The scene where they lift up the shark's mouth, the tiger shark, or whatever it was.
Did you guys ever? There's a version of Jaws where the shark actually has a Texan accent.
No,
or Louisiana accent. I swear to God, there is a version of that. It's ridiculous. I'm not kidding. There's a version of Jaws, an audiobook version where they actually have dialogue as the shark, and
that's interesting.
There's a lot of words to describe it. Interesting is not one of them. But okay.
That's shite.
There was a hard R word that I was going to say, but I decided against it.
Fair.
But it's still very entertaining.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Speaking of hard R.
Oh, you listened to my show recently.
Do it.
I had to ask Jeff permission to do something today, and we both kind of agreed that anytime I have to ask him if it's okay if I do something, the answer is probably going to be no.
So just do it anyway and ask for forgiveness.
YouTube will not allow it. So, okay. John Borman, the movie that he made just before this was Exorcist 2.
Yeah, one of your favorites, according to you. Okay.
And the voice in my head, I can't repeat what it said. I had Sam Jackson there to repeat it for me. But Jeff said I couldn't show it.
Black Girl Magic.
Do you like my movies?
Huh? Deep Blue Sea?
My name is Zeus, not Hey Zeus. It's Hey like, Zeus.
Well, shit.
Oh, I know that. Yeah,
you had to say.
You give me like 5 movies at the same time. You're destroying my brain right here. It's like, all right, he's going.
This is how we stop Zach mid sentence.
Yeah, it is. It's like, you want to over fry like a computer. You just give it too many movie quotes and it goes not because it's not compute.
See, Jeff,
AI is listening.
5 actors' names in a row between characters and actors. I fritz out myself.
Oh my God! Real quick though, have you guys got AI'd yet?
No idea.
No.
Oh, I got AI'd twice since I last talked to you guys, and it's scary. Scary. We'll talk about it offline, but yeah, it's scary.
Well,
it's not good. When you have like 300 hours of radio and people can just like, and then it's scary. Point blank. Okay, we're talking about the original, not the remake, correct? Because the original is a maze, but the remake is.
That's what I thought we were talking about.
There's a remake of Point Break. Sorry.
Huh.
All right. Well,
and then wait. This is called a lobotomy. Just so you know, it's a lobotomy. People don't forced or what is it? Repressed memory. Yeah. It's a coping mechanism. That is a horrible ass fucking movie. In fact, I will go so far as to say that is the worst fucking picture I've ever seen.
Are you going to show me the?
I've watched Monos.
You're going to show me the first zombie from Resident Evil 1 that gave me night terrors for like 10 years? Okay, let's do it.
The first scene, it was anyway. I hated Exorcist 2, so when I find out that the follow-up to Exorcist 2 is Excalibur, I'm like, oh. Why didn't you just say so?
I've seen it once. I'm telling you, I like this movie better. That's just me.
This movie is much better than that, but it's edited as bad as well. And
He's got the co-op. He's got the He's got the Triple H, like, I'm the game.
no shit. Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upload this one. This was a one-off. This was just a joke. There.
Oh man, I still would though. Totally still would. With both of them, just for the story. For the story.
Like dudes with mustaches and beards. What can you say?
He doesn't have a beard. He's like, I would totally let you ride on my face.
He does not like dudes with beards.
Pat nipples. Oh, he's totally got pat nipples from yeah. Oh
you win
man,
the stream, Gavin. You win the stream.
Yep, you do. You totally do.
Not perfect enough, though, but I would not buy that for $1.
Yeah, Gavin. Yeah, you totally do.
Thank you.
I mean, do you think that Schumacher actually got the idea from this?
Yes,
probably
100%.
By the way, do you guys know about the pain of what Schumacher went through?
I don't
having
care.
a shitty Batman movie. Not really.
Well, no, because like he was always struggling with his sexuality, the poor guy, and he made this great movie called Lost Boys, which is about his struggle with sexuality, and then he made like the Batman films.
I hate that fucking movie.
How do you hate Lost Boys?
How much time you got, good buddy?
Oh.
I don't like the story. I don't like the characters. The soundtrack's cool. You think I'd like Kiefer Sutherland? The whole movie was fucking annoying to me. I have never liked that movie, and I've been made to watch it like 5 times my entire life.
You're a great guy. You know what?
It's a good fucking movie.
You know what you need to do? You need to chill, take some mushrooms, and watch Lost Boys.
All right, Kevin. Final judgment time.
Oh, this shit was fabulous. Golly, you know what?
Kick for Lost Boys.
Lost Boys is very 80s, and it's John Hughes, a horror version of John Hughes movie, and that's the nicest thing I could say about it.
It's a coming of age movie about a dude who kind of wants to hang out with dudes, but he's got a girlfriend, and then he's got the dudes to hang out with. And then he's got the chick to hang out with, and it's a coming of age movie about his sexuality with vampires. It's great. It's a great movie.
And Chinese food.
And Chinese food, yes. I mean, who hasn't ate maggots?
And Santa Cruz, which I wish there were vampires. The people in Santa Cruz are much more fucking dangerous than the vampires.
All right, guys. So on the final judgment scale, and not Lost Boys, this is not a Lost Boys stream.
We won't talk about that movie anymore. I'm sorry, Jeff. I apologize. We were out of pocket. I apologize. Lost Boys is gone
until we talk about Dirty Harry.
Yep.
Then we got to talk about Zodiac.
Yep.
But I will want to ask you something, guys, because I've been trying my hardest to have you guys talk about this, because I know this is one of Jeff's favorite movies.
I do like that movie.
and I want Kevin to talk about this. When are we going to talk about Memento?
You know what? I will probably have time to watch it this week because we're taking a break on a TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So Jeff can pack.
No, but I want Jeff on this too. He loves this movie.
Well, that's fine. He's already seen it. I'm the one that has to fucking watch it.
No, you got to watch it, but I want Jeff's opinion. I would like for once I get both of you and we talk about a show. And you know what? You guys can use it.
Wait a couple weeks. I'm a little tied up the next 2 though.
I understand, Jeff. You got
we
problems.
will book it this month though. I promise. Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about that because I've been watching, and then
how about we wrap up this first and we can talk after stream.
Let's totally do that. But I mean, that's what a podcast's all about, right? We go off topic. It's a vehicle
that's the whole
for
point of our name. But we're here at the end, and we like to keep these to an hour.
Okay. I apologize.
That's okay.
I love this movie, Final Judgment '91. It's great. Everyone should watch it, and the music is great. It's great visuals. The acting is fantastic. The action is less than par, but if you want to see some actors you've never seen before, 1981, good stuff. If you're into swords and sorcery, if you're a Dungeons and Dragon kid, you're a Magic Card kid. If you just like the King Arthur thing, I say do not sleep on this. I give it a 91%. This movie is excellent. It is rewatchable. I've probably watched it at least once a year my whole life. Anyway, there you go. I'm done. I'm out. See you later.
Peace.
What up? Kevin.
So, this is, I peeked ahead on IMDb. This is the highest rated movie that we're going to watch this month. I have seen most of the other movies, or at least half of the movies that we're doing this month already. I like them a lot more than this movie. And I don't know if I could say that they're better movies or not, but I do know that I like them more than this movie. This was rated 7.3. I would give it a 5.3 maybe. I was bored through the most of it. I was entertained because of Nicole Williamson and Helen Mirren, but otherwise I was finding myself riffing it a lot, and my entertainment coming from riffing it. Personally, I felt for a movie that felt way too long that it needed to have been longer in order to fit everything that they wanted to talk about in this picture. So they hamstring themselves in that regard. Like they made it too long for it needed to have been longer. Like you guys said, it needed to have been a mini series, but they don't do that. This needed to have been a 2-part type of movie or a 3-hour type of movie with an intermission like they did with Godfather back then.
Or a trilogy if you properly expanded it enough.
Well, if that's what if that's, he was looking to do Lord of the Rings, that's the perfect thing that he could have done. You know, make your 2.5-hour movie here, there, and there. The beginning, the betrayal, the quest for the Holy Grail, and then the final battle with Mordred. I don't know. This was not bad, but I don't think I could bring myself to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to add this to the collection. So when I asked myself going into this, why haven't I seen this before? Especially with my dad being such a nut for knights and kings and dragons and swords and sandals. It's because I'm pretty sure my dad saw this and didn't like it either. So at least that's my assumption. I may be completely mistaken. But that would be the only thing I could think of why my dad never rented this movie or why it was never on TV or anything like that.
Real quick, are you guys doing Dragon Slayer? Or have you already done it?
Nope.
Dragon Slayer, Legend,
Clash of the Titans.
And Clash of the Titans at the end of the month.
You know who to contact if you want Dragon Slayer, because that's been my favorite movie since it was like 5. But anyway.
I've seen half of it, I think, once in high school. I think. Maybe in the 2000s.
I watched it when I got the brand new 4K from Paramount last year in my Steelbook, and it is gorgeous. They did
so
a fantastic job. And the movie is a lot of fun. Now, as far as like, say, how I feel about Excalibur, I don't hate this movie. I don't love this movie. I do like it, though. I think I appreciate this a little bit more now than I did back when I was like 10 years old. And there's a reason why I don't remember much of it. That being said, the movie does drag a lot. It gets a bit boring in the middle for me. It just does. I was on my phone half the time and I was half paying attention. I still watched the movie. I still caught the plot and all the beats. There were some issues I had with it, though. Oftentimes there was just no music during like even a fight scene, during a random talking scene.
The music was like O Fortuna.
Quiet. Oh God.
It was public market, you moop.
Yeah, no, they do use a lot of Beethoven and other things that are okay. All right, to end it though, I will say this. You both are right, but give it another watch. I would say, because you guys...
Well, I'll probably watch it again for sure.
Watch it again. Give it another watch. It is a fantastic movie. Acting, lighting, everything else. I'm not going to defend anymore, but I will say this. Dragon Slayer, if I'm not invited, if I am invited, whatever, I'm going to defend the hell out of that movie because that movie kicks some ass. That's one of the first movies with real pyro by Disney. In fact, it was the first movie to do pyro by Disney. But regardless, love this movie. This movie kicks ass. I say Excalibur is definitely a watch. Not only a watch, this is a buy. This is a movie you need to own. Watch it at Christmas with your family because it's awesome. It's like Total Recall, but with knights and adultery and awesomeness. It's great. And I love you guys.
He should have beheaded them bitches.
Yeah, taking all their damn heads off. I give this movie a 6 out of 10 for my standards. It's a little bit better than middle of the road for me. So, and I will eventually rewatch it. I don't know if it's going to go in my collection either. We will end up putting a link for the DVD/Blu-ray in our description down below after the stream. So if anybody's interested, otherwise it is free on Tubi. So Zach, you want to let everybody know where they can find you and what you got coming up next? First
off, all my fans love the fact that you actually show where you can find these movies because I always do it and I rip that off of you. You could find me on Knife Party Pod or Knife Party Podcast on if you go to patreon.com, Knife Party Pod, there I am. Boom. It's $5. We have a free trial. You can go to any podcast app and boom, Knife Party Pod, there I am. Just look for the Blood Diner knife thing and there we are, and that's free. Of course, you get things like, special benefits when you go to the Patreon. But I'm not trying to make money. I'm just trying to have fun. And I'm trying to watch some cool movies with you guys. So, find me when you can find me. And but no, I love you guys, and we always promote the hell out of you. And I love these. We don't do them enough. We do them every 2 months. I wish it was more concurrent. But
I know that's probably why we went a little longer this time. It's like I love talking with you. It's just like
I'm sorry. I know.
No, you're fine. It's just like I gotta keep us on track.
All right. Well, anyway, please check me out, and I always promote these guys as well. And just Knife Party Pod wherever you can find us. And anyway, thank you so much, guys, for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Kevin?
Thank you. Oh, you can find me here all week long, except for Thursday. That's a you and Steve thing on the Stargate Files, where you guys talk about 2X. Steve, who became a grandfather today. Congratulations.
Yep. Congrats, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm here on Tuesday nights with you on 0.Point Reviews. I'm here every other Friday night with you again on Nostalgia TV, the graveyard shift of forgotten television. And, of course, every Saturday night on Deadwire Live.
Right on. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to us. All is solid. Before you head on out, hit the like button down below. Share and subscribe this out there. We do leave these available for replay abilities. And because I don't like editing any more than I need to.
Remember to be kind and rewind.
Yes.
Or be horrible and fast forward. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Into the eyes of the dragon and despair.
Orion Pictures presents John Boorman's Excalibur. A world of magic, mystery, splendor. Excalibur, rated R. Starts Friday, April 10th.